I just want to start with, Datsusara being a hemp brand. Is there an overall message to your company as to promoting hemp, or maybe overall a different lifestyle?
Yeah, in choosing to use hemp for the majority of our products, I mean, partially that's just a personal love of mine, something that I've been into since I was pretty young, and it's a material I think is vastly underused, and I'd really like to see people become more educated on it and really just see how well it works outside of the context of sort of the typical burnout hippie, like, hey man, get some hemp yoga pants, and not to say those are bad. I love hemp yoga pants; it's great, but yeah, I want to see more types of products. I want to see hemp utilized, up to its full potential, which right now just isn't happening. So that's definitely part of it, and we're also trying to just we're trying to think in a different way where we're not just kind of bogged down by, all right, we just want to make another product with the same materials. We're just going to slap our logo on it and call it a new thing. That's, to me, there's no point in making another gym bag that's the same old stuff just with a new logo. It's pointless.
Now, how long have you been working on Datsusara as creating gym bags and hemp gear?
It's been about 5 years now. I really, the first few years I wasn't giving it my full attention, so it wasn't moving quite as fast. And in the last year or so, I've been able to concentrate on it absolutely full time. And it's really, now it's starting to just kind of blow up a bit because I'm really putting all my energy into it, and we have a lot more products out there now.
And what would you say is the main promoter of your brand? Your
The main as far as other external people, or
like in terms of social networking or
okay, what are our main
bloggers, that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
I think it really came down to positive reviews, especially when we started. It was when we first started. I mean, obviously nobody knew who the hell we were, and they looked at our bags. And at the time, we were actually charging 120 for the Pro Gear bag, which was the first one we had. People on ShareDog first saw that and went, "Whoa, that's crazy expensive. Why the hell would I do that?" Even though, of course, at the same time they're paying $300 for a Lucky Gi or something, but they didn't quite see the value in it. And all it took though was a few people who took the plunge and decided to order the bag, and then we got a lot of good reviews. And as soon as those positive reviews started coming in, it just kind of snowballed from there. And I think really to this day, still, I think our positive reviews online, when you look up our name, it's just one great review from awesome people after the next, and I love that. And I think that's our main tool. I do use Facebook quite a bit though as well, Twitter somewhat. I kind of ignore our Google Plus page because I think Google Plus is gonna die a slow death, quite frankly. But we'll see. But yeah. So for now, yeah, we do a lot of work with Twitter for sure, and excuse me, with Facebook and some with Twitter. But yeah, really, it's positive reviews and word of mouth have been absolutely invaluable. I can't overestimate them. It's just really that's what we run on.
Now, like for new startups, do you think that advertising or money spent on advertising is necessary then?
I really don't. We spend almost nothing on advertising. Matter of fact, the last couple months, I don't think I've even been running my Google ads or anything. And I used to spend like $20 a month. I'd toss it here and there, maybe a few dollars on Facebook ads, just trying to pick up some more fans, so more people know about us. But very, very little. And 90% of the company I've run with zero of time. I've run zero ads at all. So, and especially not in the first few years. And now it might have helped. We might have increased brand awareness much faster, but personally, I'd rather, especially when you're starting, I think taking that money and time and energy and putting that into your product and into just creating, your brand style is way more important, and getting some good reviews. I'd send a few products out to some people that are willing to review it. Get that. To me, that's way more. I get way more sales from just people who post a review than I do from people clicking on an ad, and it's less obnoxious. I'm not a big fan of advertising. I mean, eventually we may need to resort to that just to really get up to the full level where everybody knows about us, because it does frustrate me when I meet people at gyms that go, "Oh man, I wish I would have known about these, 3 years ago," and I'm like, "Yeah, I wish you would have too." So I mean, it might be a smart idea someday for us to do a little more advertising, but I'm going to make it very. I don't know. I'd probably stick to Google and Facebook ads, things like that don't get in your face too much. I can't stand anything popping up or making sites ugly or whatever. I don't know. I hate advertising. So it's tough with me. I may have to hire someone to do that so I don't feel so bad about it.
Well, that's good because I really like going to your Facebook page. There's a lot of, you know, word of mouth that is just happening because people really enjoy the product, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I like communicating with our customers through there. It's just, it's a pleasure to talk to everybody and kind of have some interaction going. And it does take up a lot of my time some days. So there'll be like a week sometimes where I just don't get to it much, and I'm posting really brief replies or something. But I'd love to get in there. And whenever we have a major announcement about a product, whatever it might be, that's generally where it's going to end up first, is on the Facebook page.
Now, is this a one-man operation, or would you say that you have a fairly large group behind this company?
It's really primarily, 95% of the day-to-day operations are just me. Well, I should correct that a little bit. We just moved to an order fulfillment shipping warehouse. So as far as the shipping now, I used to, up until a couple weeks ago, I was packing everything myself every morning. I'd spend a couple hours just filling orders and dealing with things. That I no longer have to do. I just need to keep an eye on the orders, make sure everything's going through the way it should, but I don't have to sit there and deal with the manual labor of doing all that, which freaks me out a little bit because I kind of like doing that in the packages. I'm like, I hope they're doing it right. But so far it seems like they're doing a good job, and it really frees up my time to not only focus on other areas of the company where my time's better spent, but to also just enjoy life a little bit more, have an extra, hour or two a day to relax or go do things I want to do. Other than that, we have some people we hire on a consulting basis. I have a great graphics designer guy, Ishmael Saleh, and we hire him for everything. Every time I need a logo or a new design for any kind of graphics, it's definitely him, and he's even helped design some of our bags as well. Elizabeth Schmidt also helps us with some design, doing tech packs, seamstress, and pattern type work. But they're all consultant basis. So yeah, most of the time, day-to-day stuff, so far it's just me running it, which is better for our end profit, but also just because I'm a bit of a control freak right now, and until I can't handle it, I will.
So I mean, it's very much a 4-hour work week type muse.
Yeah, for me, it comes out to about 4-hour work day, which on most days, although there's some where I can kind of slack off and work an hour, there's others where I'm spending 8 hours or more if it's a really crazy time period. And I've also discovered, and this is part of what the 4-hour work week probably explains to people, you can make work for yourself. I mean, if I just keep checking emails and doing stuff, there's always something I could be doing to make the company better. I could be screwing with the website. I could be doing product development. I could be emailing. There's a million things. If I could just work all day long if I wanted to. So, but I try to force myself to just stop after around 4 hours a day, depending upon what else I have going on that day.
And what was the biggest transition in terms of your lifestyle once you started to do Datsusara full time?
Less aggravation in my life generally. I mean, I still have problems. It's there's not without its problems. There's always going to be problems no matter what you do, I'm sure. But I don't want to scream every time I sit down to do my work. I was getting to the point with my old work where I just, even though I was good at it, I just felt like every time I had to do it, I felt resentful. I felt like I really, not that I, deserved to not having to be doing work in society, but I just felt like it just made me uncomfortable. I just didn't like doing it. I don't mind working. I just want to do it at something that I really care about and that feels right. And what I was doing didn't feel right, and it stressed me out, and it wasn't fun. And not every day is perfectly fun here, but it's way better now. And at least at the end of the day, when I look at what I've done, I'm pretty happy with it. I sleep well at night. Definitely. I mostly just feel better, and I really do have more time now to spend with friends and my dog and girlfriend, and and just to enjoy where I live now too. I just moved to this tiny little town, and I'm able to just go out and take long lunches and enjoy it. It's wonderful.
So it's like now you get to, essentially, I mean, you took control of your life.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I just said, all right, well, what? Yeah, I'm trying to follow my own little path, and just figure out, okay, yeah, where can I best contribute, and what really feels good to me right now. And it's not to say I'll be doing the same thing in 10 years, or even a year. Maybe I'll, pick up next year and let somebody else run this, and I'll go do something else that inspires me. But for now, this is what, seems right and feels good. So that's what I'm doing.
And I would just want to end on a last question. And to new startups trying to build a company, and a lot of people tend to spend on advertisement, how would you say that they can build a strong, active social community like how you have on your Facebook?
Well, I mean, once you get people posting those, reviews of your product, there'll be threads. And what I used to do was mostly our reviews started on SureDog.net, and I would follow the reviews very closely, and I would try not to be so present that it would make people not be honest, but at the same time be present enough that people knew I was there. And I would say, hey, and when I had the Facebook page up, I'd go, by the way, just say, if you want to join our Facebook page, go here, or put that in my signature. I'd say, oh, Datsusara Facebook page. And eventually, if you make it clear that there's more discussions going on, if they're interested, people will look around, and they'll look for you, and they'll follow you. And I also started by just getting my friends to help out. I mean, if you got a couple hundred friends on Facebook, which most people do, whether or not they're close friends or not, they might like what you're doing, or they might at least like you enough to post it and say, hey guys, if you happen to be, into MMA or whatever, and you gear, check this out. Or you never know. You never know who's going to be a connection, and who's going to really help you out. And I'd say also, even our first person that we had wholesaling our bags in the U.S., I try to only pick a few per country, but like MMA Warehouse, when they started wholesaling our bags, that was actually, in a sense, that was some free advertising, because when we appeared on their website, it sort of gave us some legitimacy, and more people knew about the brand instantly from that. And then if they're really curious, once they get their bag or whatever, they're going to look us up online, and they're going to find the Facebook page and the website and all of that. Doesn't hurt to have an email sign-up list too, just to help further direct people around. I find that to be more time-intensive to manage, but it's a good thing to have too. So we just use MailChimp for that. But yeah, really, I think really spend your energy on making a good product and having excellent customer service. I think if you do that, other things they'll follow. Eventually, it may not be the fastest way, but I think it's the best way to have a strong core and a strong root that way, and then worry about how you're going to get the word out to everybody after that.
Yeah, that's great for, like, even in my own case, because in the longest time doing products in other startups is that you get bogged down on, you focus either too much on the marketing or, the product with the wholesale problems there. So, I mean, that's great advice.
Yeah, I think that's just to me, that's critical, because that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Is, am I making a great thing that's improving people's lives? If I'm not, and I'm worrying about how we're going to situate our offices and hire more people, or if that's my primary concern, or my primary concern is how the marketing's going. To me, that's not where I want to be. That's not the primary focus. I work on the product and making people happy first, and then everything else is absolutely a secondary thing that just serves that greater goal.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for having a good conversation with me.
You're welcome.
And I think it will help a lot of people, especially those who are definitely unsure about how to proceed on their first start. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope it helps out, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you. And I also do, if you guys check out the Datsusara YouTube page, I have a series of videos where I answer some kind of frequently asked questions about the company and how we do manufacturing and stuff like that. So people can check out that too if they want to know a little bit more in detail.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Take care, Patrick.